Hey everyone, today we will be your virtual instructors for this lesson. First, Juname Olaos and yours truly, Jaridel Monoton. I'm just gonna show you some quick pictures for me to know if you have any idea of what will be our lesson for today. Based on the pictures, do you have any idea what will be our lesson? If it's a yes, then well and good since you already have a background on our topic for today. And if it's a no, then you must listen carefully since today our topic will be Introduction to Biomolecules. Here are our lesson objectives. And for this lesson, we will tackle about the biological molecules and the major component of biomolecules. So what is biomolecules? Biomolecules is also known as biological molecules that includes large molecule composed of monomers. Monomers are the main building blocks of biomolecules. Monomers are small atoms that bond together to form macromolecules. Biomolecules are also the building blocks of life that is essential for the functioning of living organisms and are vital for the structure of living cells. Where then can we find these biomolecules? We can find biomolecules on the food that we eat. That's why it is important to eat food with proper nutrients since this food contains proteins, carbohydrates, and more components that is needed by the cell to function, grow, and develop. Here are the functions of biomolecules. It is for long and short-term energy storage. It also contributes to the structure of cell membranes, organelles, and cytoskeletal elements. It is also for cellular signaling since this facilitates communication between cells and contains various physiological processes. It is also for genetic information since one of the components of biomolecules stores genetic information in the form of DNA. So we have the four components of biomolecules. These are the lipids, carbohydrates, protein, and nucleic acid. So we have lipids. Lipids are a group of hydrophobic biomolecules which has a vital role in living organisms. So the Latin prefix for hydro is water and phobic is fear of. Fear of. It means that water and lipids do not mix well together, thus lipids are insoluble in water. Here are the functions of lipids. It is for energy storage, protection, insulation, and hormone production. So lipids has four groups. These are triglycerides, phospholipids, steroids, and waxes. First, we have the triglyceride. This includes fats and oil. This is also the stored lipids in our body and the most common fat in the body. It can be found on the blood and blood tissues. However, too much stored fat is dangerous since we can develop hypertriglyceridemia, which means we are too high in triglycerides. It is concerning since it increases health risk factor for the narrowing of the arteries or the arteriosclerosis. We all know that fat are found on the blood. So if there is too much fat, it can block the passageway of the blood, which is the arteries, and it is dangerous, especially if this occurs in the brain and in the heart, since we can have stroke and heart attack. Not only that, we can also have pancreatitis or the inflammation of the pancreas and various liver diseases. So the triglyceride has two types of subunit molecules. These are glycerol, a natural occurring alcohol or also known as the sweet principle of fat because this is sweet tasting, and the fatty acids that has three main parts of carbon and hydrogen atoms, or also known as the hydrocarbon chain. So the glycerol and fatty acid need to bond together to form triglyceride in a process called dehydration synthesis. Dehydration synthesis is the combination of two smaller molecules by chemically removing water molecules, since we all know that water and lipids do not mix well together. Next, we have the two types of fatty acid, the saturated and the unsaturated fatty acid. Saturated fatty acid are commonly animal-based fat. Example of this is the lard that we can get on pig and the butter. For the unsaturated This is plant-based oil or the oil that we can get from vegetables such as the palm oil, olive oil, and sesame oil. Next, we have phospholipids. Phospholipids contain glycerol, fatty acids, and phosphate. So the phospholipid has the head part and the tail part. The head part contains the phosphate group and the glycerol. This head is hydrophilic, which means it is water-loving, while the tail that consists of fatty acid is hydrophobic. If phospholipids combine together, it can create phospholipid bilayer, which is the major component of the cell membrane, not just the cell membrane but also the nuclear membrane of the cell and the membrane of the mitochondria. Cell membrane is semi-permeable since the hydrophobic nature of the tail prevent diffusion of some of most molecules across the membrane, thus allowing only certain molecules to pass through it. Next, we have the steroids. Steroids are hydrophobic and insoluble in water. The most common steroid is cholesterol. Cholesterol serves as a precursor for the synthesis of other steroids such as the testosterone, estrogen, vitamin D, and cortisone. Thus, steroids is responsible for hormone production. It produces testosterone and estrogen, thus playing a huge role in the reproductive system. Steroids are also present in plasma membrane that is stabilizes the plasma membrane. Lastly, we have waxes. Waxes are nonpolar and it repels water. These are produced by the ears to protect the eardrums not just of humans but also animals. These act as a water repellent present in feathers of the birds, cuticles of insect, example the spider, and leaves of some plant. Example for that is the gabi plant, wherein if you drop water on the leaves of the gabi plant, the water just slide it since the leaves of the gabi plant contains a lot of waxes. Now that we have an idea of what is waxes, I'll have a quick question. So what is the main function of lipids? For 10 seconds, you can answer the question. Okay, the main function of lipid is to provide long-term energy in the body. If the energy provided by the carbohydrates is consumed, then the lipids that was stored in the blood will be the one that will be used to keep the body functioning. Now that we've mentioned carbohydrates, let's have a quick look on what is carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates, also known as saccharides or carbs, is derived from the French word hydrates de carbone, or hydrate of carbons. We can find carbohydrates in grains such as bread, noodles, pasta, or in fruits and dairy products such as milk and yogurt. Carbohydrates is also known as the major source of energy for the body. So why do you think carbohydrates is called the major source of energy for our body? You have 10 seconds to answer the question. The answer is because the body breaks down carbohydrates into glucose, which is the primary energy source for the brain and the muscle. Let us proceed to the classification of carbohydrates, which is the monosaccharide, disaccharide, and polysaccharide. First is the monosaccharide. Monosaccharide from the prefix mono, which means it is the simplest sugar and the basic subunit of a carbohydrates. There are three common monosaccharides that we can see. First is the glucose, which is commonly known as the dextrose. Next is fructose or levulose. It is a sugar from fruits. The next is galactose, which is the sugar in milk. The second classification of carbohydrates is disaccharide. It consists of two monosaccharides that are chemically combined. Disaccharides is also used to sweeten our coffee, which is commonly known as the sugar or sucrose. Sucrose is the product if you add the fructose and the glucose. Next is the lactose or milk sugar. It is a product of galactose plus glucose. Lastly is the maltose or malt sugar. It is the product if you add 2 glucose. Let us proceed to the last classification of carbohydrates, which is polysaccharide, also known as glycans. It is a polymers containing numerous monosaccharide monomers. It is a large molecules that are made up of many smaller units that are joined together. There are three common polysaccharides, which is the starch, glycogen, and cellulose. The next major category of biomolecules is proteins, or formally known as peptide. It is a large complex molecules that play many crucial roles in the body, such as structural support, transport of molecules, and fights infection. It is a polymer of amino acid, and they have many functions in the body, such as structural materials in hair, nails, and connective tissue. It is composed of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. Proteins is the second most common molecule found in the human body and make up of about 10 to 20% of the mass of the cell. The body breaks proteins down into amino acids, which are used to build and repair muscles and make hormones and enzymes. Amino acids is the building block of proteins. There are about 20 amino acids in the human cell. However, only 11 can be synthesized by the body, and the remaining needs to be supplied by the food that we eat. The essential amino acid is the essentials that we need to take or include in our daily diet. However, only 8 out of 9 essential amino acids is only essential for adults because histidine is only essential for infants. The non-essential amino acid does not mean that it is not essential for our body. However, it is not essential for our diet because it is already being synthesized by our body. And the conditional amino acid is only considered essential when you're ill or stressed. Please take note that our body does not store amino acids, so they need daily supply. Let us proceed to the last category of the biomolecules. It is the nucleic acid. Nucleic acid is a genetic material of the cell and are composed of recurring monomeric units called nucleotides. It is a biomolecule that contains the blueprint for making proteins. It transmits genetic information for the next generation, and it is a code for hereditary traits by controlling the production of proteins. There are two kinds of nucleic acid. First is the DNA or the deoxyribonucleic acid, which is mainly found in the cell nuclei, and it contains the genetic information that codes for the sequence of amino acids in proteins. Next is the ribonucleic acid. It is found in many places in the cell and it carries out the synthesis of proteins. Always remember that the monomer is the nucleotides, the polymer is the nucleic acid, and the examples are the DNA and RNA. Now, let's test your understanding with a few quick evaluation questions. I'll ask the question and I want you to pause the video to think about your answers. Ready? Here's the first question. The four major components of biomolecules are lipids, carbohydrates, nucleic acid, and proteins. And for our next question, the answer for this question is histidine. The next question is, what is the building blocks of the proteins? The answer is amino acids. For our next question, you can now pause the video. The answer for this question is lipids. And finally, for our final question, the answer is nucleic acid. Before we end our lesson, let's have a quick review about the biomolecules. So, biomolecules is also called biological macromolecules. It is a building blocks of life and it is essential for the functioning of living organisms. The biomolecules has four major components, which is the lipids, carbohydrates, protein, and nucleic acid. Okay, so that would be all for our lesson about the biomolecules. I hope that you have learned a lot and this lesson will help you on your dietary choices. On our next meeting, I want you to have a research and read the concepts of biological process of biomolecules. Thank you for listening and see you on our next virtual class.